So I am baking some chicken for dinner. Baking chicken. And I'm baking a lot of it so that we can have chicken enchiladas for leftovers, or we can have chicken enchiladas tonight. And then we have a leftover chicken and some pasta tomorrow. I took the chicken. I put in a small layer of oil and I drizzled it down. I should have showed you that, I guess. After a very, very, very thin layer of oil coated the base of the foil lined pan, and then I drizzled about a ½ ounce of soy sauce in the bottom of the pan. After drizzling the soy sauce in the pan, I took the washed chicken. On the full side, I sprinkled lemon verbena. You guys know how I do it. Lemon verbena. Smells so good. So I crumbled up some lemon verbena and I sprinkled that along all the chicken, on the full side of the chicken. Then I took pepper first and I sprinkled it along the full side of the chicken. This is all on the full side. I sprinkled some crumbled lemon verbena on that same chicken. And I got sea salt and I put my peppercorns and sea salt into these grinders. So then once I crumbled up the lemon verbena on the full side of the chicken, I sprinkled a little of ground peppercorn, and then I sprinkled some, this is me pressing the grinder, and then I put salt on the same side. And I don't know if I told you I did it already, but I did. But either way, I put in some in the bottom of the oiled foil. I drizzle in, yeah I did because I remember using the word drizzle. I drizzle in some soy sauce. Well, now, as I showed you earlier, I have the chicken in the pot. I'm also going to drizzle a little bit more soy sauce across the chicken. When I'm sprinkling the lemon verbena and salt and pepper, I don't overdo it on the salt because the soy sauce has high amounts of sodium. Even though I have low sodium or less sodium soy sauce. That's still sea salt. This is just already granuled, so I need to see how far the old man is from home. Still hasn't left work. This is actually vinegar water that I never drank this morning. I think I'll just call it my ciderade because I showed you guys all the variations of this that I make. No, I'm going to leave it at tonic because it's a toss-up between whether I drink it hot or cold. Because I tend to want to call it tea or tea when it's hot, or some kind of lemonade when it's cold. So, and I try to usually just shoot it on down, guzzle it on down. I feel like I should keep this for something. I just threw something away that I knew I should have kept, but I threw it away and I regretted it. Oh, I know what it was. It's probably the same where you are if you're in the States, but like Parmesan cheese and Romano cheese comes in this type of container. And on one side, one side it comes out in sprinkles, has those 3 holes. I guess they're more than sprinkles, but anyway, you get the point. And this side, it just comes out in a full clump. So you can decide whether you want to sprinkle it on or just pour. So I thought this would be perfect for powdered sugar. You know, Mr. makes me label everything in case I got like ether or cyanide or something in here. Yeah, this works beautifully for powdered sugar that I put on the waffles that I made. But I needed one for brown sugar. That's what it was. So I'll just buy another one. I need some more cheese anyway, obviously. Anyway, I let the chicken just sit over there at room temperature and just collect salmonella on our... So yeah, I'm going to cover up the chicken because I don't want it to overcook. Nor do I want the moisture to cook out of it. So when it's mostly done, I'll take it out and I'll coat it with my own barbecue sauce that I just make with... but I coat it with my own barbecue sauce. And once I coat it with the barbecue sauce, I then take the cover off to let it, so that way if it's gonna crisp, it can crisp around the edges where all the flavor is. To tell you guys about the that's where all the flavor is story, huh? I hear you, boo. That's my oven saying I'm ready. So I guess I did good by waiting a few minutes until the oven was warm enough. And I also want to get a small piece of terracotta to put in my little dispenser for the brown sugar so that it doesn't clump. Put this in the dishwasher because this belongs to someone who really needs their Tupperware back. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you, this belongs to Mr.'s mother and sister, and they're serious about their Tupperware. And the reason why I'm gonna go ahead and tell you whose it is because I just looked at the name of this. How appropriate. His sister and his mom. So yeah, I'm gonna wash this and get this back to its rightful owner. And hopefully, if he so chooses to bring anything else from there, he can get it in a paper bag and bring it then. And then I won't have to stress every day that I don't have their merchandise back to them. Yeah, I said it. Have faith in you and the things you do. You won't go wrong. Oh no, this is a family jewel. Heaven, say it to me. I used to get the most compliments on my arms and my waistline, as far as from the neck down body goes, and my hips and my booty. But those are from guys from older men that like jiggly fat booties and hips. But I literally am looking and I have cellulite in my arm now. Most women are plagued with cellulite, but who has cellulite in their arm? Yeah, I'm gonna feel that tomorrow. Let's say I cut the end of this lime off to use, because sometimes I use lime instead of lemons because they're cheaper and they're both citrus and they get the job done. I'll cut the end off and I'll just lay it to the side as I use it to clean my garbage disposal, because I use citrus to clean my garbage disposal, the citrus itself and its rind. So sometimes I'll squeeze, if I'm using a lemon or lime, I'll squeeze the juice out, and then I'll use the rind to put down the garbage disposal to freshen and clean my garbage disposal. But tell me this, riddle me this. When you cut the end off like this and you leave it out, let's say tomorrow I come back, this will be all dried up. It'll be like, let's say, a scab, so to speak, even though that sounds disgusting. But it will create its own scab of skin across the end here. And I'm talking about just leaving it out to the elements. If I come back tomorrow and cut about a ½ inch off this lime, will the rest of the lime that's left still be good to eat without concern for contamination? If anyone knows the answer to that, let me know. Because sometimes when I come back and I'm ready to use it, there's still a lot left. You see there's a lot left? So I might not necessarily want to spend the rest of this good citrus cleaning my garbage disposal. I might want to squeeze the rest of that lemon juice into something else. And I'm trying to imagine if once that layer of skin is formed, I'm wondering if bacteria can still get, and citrus is resistant to unhealthy bacteria as well. So I'm just wondering, is that still good to use? So I usually set this on the counter, so then I'll just cut another third off tomorrow and use that as for the garbage disposal, and then the day after tomorrow I'll use the last end. But I'm curious, is the rest of that lime still going to be just as healthy to use if I cut the dried out part off tomorrow? Curious about that. You can see the cinnamon and cayenne in the bottom. I never paid attention to those lyrics. Was he saying that? So did he fall in love with a stripper?